Hey, my mystic dreamers. I'm doing an intuitive reading for the zodiac sign Taurus. So, if your sun, moon, or rising is in Taurus, then this message is for you. Um, and so, the first thing that Source kind of like um, said to me was romance. So, I will pull some romance cards today for Taurus. Um, And also, they're kind of telling me, like, that you need to champion on, meaning that no matter what happens, that you need to have a spirit of faith and a spirit of persistence because whatever lull you're in right now, it is coming to an end. And this will be beneficial for you in all aspects of your life. So when it comes to romance, codependency popped out. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now, this could actually be like, an addiction, like a drug addiction or alcohol addiction. But I also feel like it may be like a codependency on your partner. And I think the source is just saying that they want to ensure that you are your own person, even if you're in a relationship where you're not too codependent on your partner for happiness, or if you want to like take a dance class or do something on your own, you're not dependent on your partner to have to go with you in order for you to be able to go. I do think that spending some time with yourself and by yourself would be very beneficial for you, maybe out in nature. But I just do feel like Source wants you to kind of get some time to yourself where you can collect your thoughts and your emotions and really understand where you are at this point in your life. You may be using a relationship as a crutch, or if you're not in a relationship, you may be fantasizing too much about having a relationship as opposed to actually allowing yourself to be in a relationship, meaning doing things where you're putting yourself out there. So Source is just saying, please, keep that in mind. Oh, another one turned around as well. Okay, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So I feel like for those of you who are not in a relationship right now, then it's good to stay positive about what you want and about what type of relationship you're trying to attract. I always tell, my clients that if you really want to attract someone who would be a good partner for you, it's good to list out the attributes that you would actually like in that person and make sure that you are in alignment with those. So if you want someone who's kind and loving, are you a kind and loving person? If you want someone who is, stable and really wants to build a friendship with you in your relationship, are you stable? Are you willing to build that relationship? So usually we don't get what we want, we get what we are. So Source is saying, you really need to be who you are. And if you don't like who you are right now, then you need to work on upgrading particular aspects within yourself so that you can get the type of match that you want to get. There may be some aspect in where you're repeating cycles and you may be, wondering why you keep, dating someone with this particular attribute or not having the particular attribute. But it's best to go back and think about what you're putting out and the energy that you're putting out and see if it's a match to what you really want. I also do feel like some of you who are like maybe have an altar at your table, you may need to get an Aphrodite statue and maybe make an offering to that statue in order to help you bring in more love and happiness and joy in your life. And then the other one is romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So if you do have feelings for someone, then, I think now would probably be the time to let them know. And then if you are just trying to understand where you're at, maybe it's a good time for you to write down your emotions so that you can understand where you're at emotionally. I feel like sometimes we get so many emotions and we don't know how to understand them, but when you're in the emotion, it's hard to understand it. It's easier if you can go back and write your emotions down, write how you're feeling, and see if you can understand where you're at that point. And then that can help you moving forward on what you need to do. Let me see. Let's see what else Source has to say. So trust. All is as it should be. So I know, right now, you may be feeling a little anxious or maybe a little downtrodden, saddened by life right now. Maybe things aren't going exactly the way that you had hoped that they would. But trust is things are as they should be. And, this is the winter, and with the winter, there's spring coming, right? So there is goodness coming towards you. You just have to allow it to play out, and you have to stay optimistic about it, and you have to trust yourself. You have to trust the work that you put in. And if you're not putting in work, then you would need to start putting in work. In nature, connect with nature. So Source is saying that, it's very interesting to me because both of these women look like they're sleeping. So I also wonder if there's an aspect of your life where you're dreaming about things, where you're having very vivid dreams right now. And you're not necessarily for sure what they mean or what direction that they could be leading you into. But I do think that the dreams that you are getting right now are important. So you do need to write those dreams down and just hold them for later, because I do think that you will come back to those. And then Source is also saying get out in nature. So as spring is upon us, for some of us, spring is upon us. If you're in, North America, then it would be really good if you could start to commune with nature, meaning just get outside and walk. Do something that is going to make you feel good. Walk, plant flowers, play with your kids outside. You just go outside barefoot and ground. This will be very beneficial for you. And so I want to ask Source, is there anything that is holding you back right now from achieving what you want to achieve? Okay, spiritual insight, sacredness. Okay, so Source is saying that right now, the spiritual insights that you're getting, you may not be connecting to the information that's being given, or you may not understand the information that's being given. I do feel like the information that's being given is within these dreams. You may be getting some spiritual insight within these dreams. So like I said, go ahead and write those down and see if you can go back and connect to those later, because I do feel like the information will come back around and you'll say, oh, I get it. I get what Source was, telling me. It may be around the next full moon that you may be able to get some more insight into what these dreams may be about, as well as the direction in which you need to be going. I also feel like you may need to seek some advice from an elder, so maybe a family member, a mother, aunt, somebody like that. And then also remember, the childlike wonder that, kids have. I do feel like there's some information that you can gain from that. And also just remembering what it felt like to be younger, if you are, not as young as you used to be, right? As always, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. If you would like a private reading, please go to my website, www